down, I can just start it right away. Oh, wait, what? Oh, no. The second that I started the recording, immediately Pull is kicked off of Skype. It's actually online, or? Such an angry picture.
Hey, I'm in the game, so
Oh.
you playing.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay, sorry. Wow, that's the right reason. Okay, might be. I just thought it was a DC. So anyway, talk to you in a bit.
Okay. Yeah, see you.
Do really hope that this bug is fixed. This like 25% loaded bug. Bug. Waiting for the bug to resolve itself. Trying to think. What would a different caster do in this situation? If I was Cats, I'd start singing. If I was D9, I would have some hilarious story that would have everybody rolling on the floor with laughter. I do not have one of those conveniently available, however, and if I was in Control, I would have some witticism to offer, maybe one about the EG house, and if I was Demuslim, I'd be very British. Being British helps a lot. Those awkward silences, you just kind of have to say something. And all of a sudden it's like, oh, oh, wait! Yes, are we finally getting into it? Complete? No! Okay, well, we do have one person who's already dropped, and a second person, the Donbot! Oh, no! We already have this already. Hello, everybody. This is Senex, and I'm going to be bringing you a Terran versus Terran on the map 6 Mineral Field, 1 High Yield Gas Arrival. So I haven't done too many TvTs before, but I'm definitely trying to take a look at these games. And right now we can see that Pull, my good friend and fellow caster, is actually playing these games against Top Ramen. So as you can see by the spectators going nuts there, saying a whole bunch of talking, this is a live game. I am not in a recording, and therefore any mistakes that I make, any little errors that I have the grave misfortune to include, are totally staying in for this, so you can just deal with it. No, I'm sorry, I'm not going to be that mean about it. But anyway, we do see that Ramen is building his first supply depot right at the ramp, whereas Pull is trying to keep that a little bit further back, and that will give him a bit of an advantage if he gets hit early by things like siege tanks, but this wall-in style will give Top Ramen more of an advantage against things like Hellion, so we're going to have to see how that ends up working out. So as we look at this map, I'm of two minds about it. I think that it's a very well-designed map with a couple of doodads and additional features, and I just air quoted that nobody could see me at all. I look like a total fool. But anyway, a couple more features that actually detract from it. For example, or actually in the positive category, we do see that the base layout is excellent. I love the way this encourages expanding, because we have the main base right here, we have the natural right here. It's very easy to take. You can wall that in, so if it's a Protoss game or something along those lines, you can use the forge to get the thing walled in. Sorry, I was getting distracted by reading. It's very hard to speak and read at the same time. But anyway, the third is very easy to take as well, and it then leads to a fourth that has a direct path down to your enemy's base. There is a path that if you follow it right up around, or actually, where's the entrance lead on? Yeah, there's an additional entrance right here, so it can be attacked from two sides, depending. There's a, what Day9 talked about in one of the earlier Day9 dailies was what's called a cut-in, which is to, oh yeah, nameplates. You see what I was talking about making mistakes? Nameplates, production tab. To just look back at the games real quick, we have what looks to be a Reaper Expand going on for Pull, and with just 2 guys on gas. He's going to have enough gas to do some of that, but not go completely nuts. And a ordinary gasless expand from top round. But anyway, back to the point I was making about point Day 9 was making, was that there's the opportunity later on for what's called a cut-in, and that's an excellent piece of strategy where if you move an army into a position right about here, for example, where it can easily attack 2 bases and doesn't have to choose, your opponent either needs to try to defend both at once, which they probably can't do against that kind of, like, your whole army will be able to deal with just half of their army and then the other half of their army, or they have to pick a base and sacrifice it. Whereas in certain other maps, like, say, Shakura's Plateau, you don't need to do any kind of cut-in. You either attack 2 bases, or you attack the other 2 bases. And right now we do see the first push out. There's one SCV along, maybe going to be trying to go for a little bit of bunker shenanigans, but that Reaper on the high ground is going to work. He is able to very, very quickly and cleanly take this out. Already up to 3 kills, and definitely paying for himself. Though the Reaper production is continuing, we see that Pull is building even more of them, probably going to be sending them across the map into his opponent's base. So now, back to talking a little bit more about this map, as it looks like things have stabilized a little bit, though that's a big number of barracks. Both these players are going for very heavy bio play, and the expansion is on the way for both players at almost the exact same time, so very good play right there. Anyway, back to the map. The features of this that I don't like quite as much is the number of sight blockers. There's a lot of sight blockers. We can see that there are steam vents right here, so it's less easy to keep track of what's going on this part of the map. You see that there's a number of sight blockers right here. It's a great place for a probe or other very valuable and dangerous unit like a Dark Templar or a Reaper to hide out. And then the part that really makes me nervous, and I honestly kind of think has to be changed despite all the other good parts of the map, is that right here there's an attack path that has like 6 layers of sight blockers. So you can have a Marine standing almost anywhere in here and they will not be able to see out of it, or any other kind of unit as well. It doesn't just have to be a Marine. And so that means that when your opponent gains control of this center Zelnaga watchtower, they can move into your base, and unless you have something like an observer or an overlord directly looking at them, you will not know that the attack is coming until they're hitting your natural. They'll practically be inside before you even see the first units emerging from this sight blocker. And I think that that's maybe not the best thing ever, but we do see the Reapers getting involved in fight right now. They're instantly taking down these Marines. These Marines need to be pulled back really, really quickly. We do see a pretty good group of them moving in and taking out the first couple of Reapers. They are trying to target down workers instead of going after these Marines. And let's see, the actual workers killed. Looks like Pull was able to get 3 workers, which is less valuable necessarily in this variant than what it would be in ordinary StarCraft 2, just because killing off 3 workers when the base is totally oversaturated is not that good. However, now that we see the expansion going up, it is going to begin to come into play again because the oversaturation is obviously gone, and having 3 extra workers on this base would be really nice. Now, Pull is already split up his workers, doing very, very well in continuing to get the most out of every one of them, taking his gas. I think he has 3 guys back in that gas. He absolutely does. Has Stim on the way and a double set of reactors, so obviously going to be going for some extremely large numbers of Marines. So you can see right there in the sight block, there's a large group of Marines poking around. There's absolutely no way that Pull can spot this. He would have to send a unit in and let it die in order to notice it. So we do have 1 bunker in the front, so not going to be any kind of run-by potential, or even any ordinary attack would probably not fare that well when all of a sudden your Marines have 395 additional health. He is picking up that factory and moving it around the map to try to see what his opponent's doing. That might be one way that Terran players would deal with this large number of sight blockers right here, so just plant a factory over it. Though, actually, no, it looks like he's just moving that factory down to his natural. Looks like he's trying to drop a add-on right here so that any kind of Hellion run-by will not be as effective, though he does have to watch out if there's a Marine or just other very large attack at the front. That kind of add-on would be sniped extremely quickly. So Ramen has also taken his gas and is mining as fast as he can. He has not gotten any additional add-ons onto his barracks, but does have siege tank production on the way. Let's look at the units tab. He has 1 siege tank already and 1 medevac against only 2 Marine bonus against, or 2 Marine advantage. Well, now not quite as much. It looks like there's some shenanigans going on here that I was missing. I'm very sorry about that. I was paying way too much attention to this first attack, and this is a very, very well executed attack. It's going to be able to get excellent positioning on the high ground, immediately start taking out some of these very valuable add-ons that Pull is relying on, and this siege tank is not going to be easy to... Oh no! Pull, don't disconnect. You're not allowed. Just, like... I don't let my cats up on the table. I don't let my little cousin put gum in girl's hair. And Pull, you're not allowed to disconnect. It's very rude. It's extremely inconsiderate to the girl whose hair you're putting in. Well, no. Anyway, Puggett expressing his displeasure at the situation. Triple dots. He is displeased as well. And I am not allowed to type, unfortunately. I don't get to... Yeah. And Top Ramen trying the lag attack, though. In a earlier game, somebody started lagging to try to see if Pull would be thrown off by it, but no, it turns out that Pull is a lag-type Pokemon, so lag attacks against him just aren't very effective. They deal greatly reduced damage. Unfortunately, it looks like Pull, you're going to get a talking to. I'm going to have to sit down around the dinner table and just discuss this. Discuss that I'm not angry, I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed in you, Pull, for disconnecting from this game of StarCraft. And yeah, I'd love to continue clicking around the map and actually looking at what was going on, but it doesn't look like I'm going to be allowed to do that. People are talking in the chat, which I am totally not allowed to... Oh no, and Pull has left the game. He was defeated in a very unfortunate and ignoble fashion. So, I don't know if this game will actually end up on YouTube. If it does, it will have a kind of silly tag associated with it. But thank you, everybody, for watching. I do think that game was shaping up to be extremely good. And then Pull totally disconnected, and here he is calling again. So, thanks, everybody, for watching, and I will see... Well, not see you, but I will talk to you later. You'll hear my rich, masculine voice speaking to you over the interwebs at a future point. Peace out.